name is Maurice Washington. I want to welcome everybody to another episode of Executive Talk. Those that are watching live and those that are listening later on our podcast, thank you so much for joining us. And today's topic is the new beginnings, new path. Right now, we have an opportunity to just congratulate one of our entrepreneurs, Kerri Farren, with Summit Global Private Wealth with us today to talk about her journey thus far and some of her accomplishments. One thing that Executive Talk likes to do is when there's an opportunity for us to highlight somebody's accomplishments, we want to take the time and make sure that we have the ability to do that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome Kerri back to the stage. Kerri, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Good to be back again.
Yes, you know how we do. I know as you and I both know, this year has been a blur, but nonetheless, a lot of good things and bad things, I guess, kind of crept in there, right?
Yep.
All right.
It's been a crazy year, and I'm looking forward to the next.
That's right. We just got to stay on course. But on a positive note, this year has been, I would say, a very exciting year for you, I would assume, right?
Yeah, I've had some huge changes, good changes.
That's good. And I'm going to take everybody back for a minute. And before we actually help everybody understand some of these great changes that you've been through, take us back to where this all started. What got you into financial planning and as a whole?
What got me into it as a whole? 20 years ago. So there are a couple different ones. One, you admit it, I wanted to get out of the corporate world and do something for myself. So yes, at the time I was looking for something just that I'd be interested in.
Sure.
However, as time went by, I started learning more and more of what it can do for other people. And now I'm in the stage that I'm just here to help people. I love it. And I'm glad that I started it 20 years ago.
And that's a long time to change, to go from a change, like you just said, you just went from a change to now you saw it as a viable solution. What drew you to it once you got in? Why did you sink your teeth into this? Because obviously within 20 years, you could have really changed your path.
Yeah, I think what really got me into it, and it's like my teeth, are the meeting of people. The people that I met, the business owners that I've met, other business, the people that I work with here in the office, totally changed my view on life that the corporate world was totally the opposite with. Corporate world was a lot of negativity in there, and I didn't realize it till I came here, and people always ask me, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing's wrong. Apparently my face just is not a smile,
Right,
I thought it was okay. But that's one thing that really started getting into me as I realized that there's more out of the box in places that I enjoy working, and I love helping the people. Win-win.
That's true. So now that you saw that transformation within self, when you started working with people over these years, what have you found out most when it comes to working with people in this industry and just people in general when it comes to finances, and how has that drove your energy to stay, again, this path for 20 plus years?
Yeah, finance can be any level to anybody. It can be extreme stress, or it can be something that they really enjoy to do. And I think there's less on that other side. So, in the industry, finance is just something that is interesting to me because it's changed for everybody. I have very unique clients, very unique individuals, and that's why I'm out there helping people get through their money situations, their money problems, and be able to look into the future and see the bright side and just help people get there. And it brightens their day, and I see the expressions on their face change when I come up with the, solutions to some of their problems.
How rewarding is that for you to go into a situation, work with a family who typically what I found in your industry, people are not excited to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, in some cases, yeah.
Okay, all right. We're just being honest here, people. We're being honest. Well, they're really not excited to see you initially, but to see somebody not excited to see you, to have the meeting, to talk about their finances and take them down the pathway, how valuable is that to you on the inside to see people actually follow your plan and for it to execute well for this family?
It's really valuable, and that's a really good question to ask about the way I think and look into this. And I have gone into some clients where the husband is like this.
Yes.
And the wife is a little more interested. Yeah, but as time goes by, what I see about myself is I don't get in there and all of a sudden talk to people about their money. I really want to get into what their real problems are, what they're really searching for, because it could be something totally different than what they think. So that's what I loved about it, is getting that relationship first, finding what they really need, and then see how it's growing. And I've just seen so many people that I've been working with. Just recently, a client that I've had for 10 years, they're just so excited. They've stuck to the rules, they've seen
Mm,
everything, and it's changed from the very first expression I saw to what it is today. And everything is just so much more clear. And that's just one of the very many that I've worked with.
sure. Is it something to see? Because one thing you have brought up just a second ago is, or would you say finances is an outside job or is it an inside job? Meaning, is it an internal battle more than it is an external issue?
And I totally think it's internal. When it comes to finance, there are just so many things that are going into people's mind, so many stories, and so many things that are blocking them from seeing outside the box and seeing opportunities. They're just in so much stress
Yes.
that they're not thinking outside. And it's, people have heard this before. In most families, they'll sit down for hours to, schedule their next family vacation. And it's wonderful and great and it costs money, but it's all wonderful. But when it comes down to actually sitting down and looking at the money and their future, it's very hard for them to do. So
Yeah,
it's ironic to see the difference between that.
without a doubt.
Mhm.
That's perfect. So let's talk about this because career-wise, you worked with a company prior to, and just not too long ago. I think it's actually we're coming up almost on a year anniversary at this stage, right?
Yes, one
You
year.
made a change. Yeah, that's first of all, congratulations on that. That's huge. So that's another landmark.
Yeah.
But let's talk about that change because change in this industry. How do you know it's time to make a change? Number one.
To me, it was time to make a change because I was seeing that there's other opportunities and things that we can do for my clients. I looked back at my clients, I've seen what I've done for them, able to help them, but there's just so much more that I could have helped with. And I want to give 100% to my client of what they need. And, it's just clients change, I change, companies change. It really didn't matter what it was. I just knew it was a time to go forward and try to find new things for opportunities for my clients and for myself to grow. So it was time.
Yeah, and that's true. So it's one of those things that if anybody's in that that's in the industry is struggling with the company that they're with, typically it's because they may not have the ability to offer as much to their clients. They may be limited to that offer. And I think that what you're telling us is very important to actually have that set up in your position to be able to offer whatever scenario comes about. Would that be? Is
Mhm.
that? Am I saying that correctly?
It's exactly the same. And it makes me feel so much more comfortable because I know what I'm doing for my clients. We have the products for them and it fits them well. And that makes me feel so much better. And to see their expressions of it and their thinking, for it, it just makes me feel really good.
That's fair. That's fair. So then let's talk about this. So now you notice that now you make the change. You make the hard decision and say, you know what, I'm going to a new firm. So now that you're at this new firm, talk to us about change coming into a new firm. Do you feel like that change was easy for you? Because I know I'm a creature of habit. I have my things that I don't like to change. I'm that guy, but I do it anyway. But nonetheless, it takes me a minute. But how about you? What was it like for you?
I just know that I was ready for a change, for one thing.
Okay.
Changes are very scary for
Yes.
me, and there's some things that I never want to change, but they always will. But this time I just knew there was just so much more out there for me, and that it was time for a change. So when I started looking into it, the change that I'm seeing now is that I am just more stronger, more positive, happier, even more in a really stronger mood or whatever the word is to really get out there and help more people. And I'm up more, you know, I don't I don't sleep in anymore. I don't take all this time off anymore for, something to do. It's just like I'm so energized with this new company that I could go without sleeping because of all the things I'm learning and all the things that I can give people. So what I was seeing was just kind of it was a change. I wasn't, where I wanted to be anymore in that business, and I needed to look for something different. And this popped up at the right time.
Yeah. And I want to make sure, because this is very clear, because a lot of people make a lot of career changes because they want something new. But this is a career change, and this is actually not even a career change. It's a solution change almost. You made a change to offer more solutions, not just to feel better.
Yep.
So I think there's a fundamental difference in the particular decision and in the change that you made. So I want to make sure we're very clear on that, because that's where people have the lengthy resumes, because they're looking, for that level of happiness. But you are looking for the solutions that will make you happy, that will allow you sustainable happiness, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotcha.
To see other people with the things that I can provide them with now. And it's not just what I can provide to my people, like my work, but I have better relationships, with people more.
Yeah.
Being able to just help them with more stuff it just isn't the business. It's my relationship and the connections that I have with other people now it just feels better because they're in a much better position.
That's right. That's right. So then just take us down. You make this change. You struggle with it because it's a brand new situation, but you love it all at the same time. That's, we all have that conflict when it comes to change. We love it, but it's scary because it's the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
But now take us to 90 days and talk to us about the pathway, kind of how quick everything started to adjust for you, and what was that adjustment, and how quick did you start to just roll with it?
The adjustment was crazy. It was crazy. Because I really didn't know everything I was getting into. It is,
Yeah.
I mean, I knew what I was getting into, but I don't know all the processes, everything they have, all this kind of stuff. But I saw that it was working. I saw that it was good. So I know that it was the change to make. So the first 6 months, really, not only 90 days, but the 6 months, it really took me to learn how the processes are different, what all these things are different. The basics of all that are different. But what it really started kicking in is how to treat my clients or me different.
Yes.
So to me, it has taken about a year. It's finally a year now. So many changes have happened. So many things are good. And I'm still stressed about changes, but it's a good stress.
Yes.
I'm really enjoying it because I know there's still a lot to learn. But this last year went by so fast. I better have my button gear here. I'm ready for it. I'm good. But change was good. I did it at the right time.
That's amazing. And let's talk about that change, because within that short amount of time, you had a very heavy success, I would say. And I want you to talk to us about that. I want to show everybody that's watching the program here what this change looked like. And so obviously this is Kerri here on the NASDAQ. And so those little holes right there, just so everybody knows, it's not because it's a bad picture. It's those are windows there. And, when she had brought this to me, that was the first thing I keyed in on, just because maybe that's what I was doing. But just to make sure everybody's clear and everybody can look at it for what it is, that's Kerri up there. So Kerri, talk to us about this photo and what this means to you specifically.
That photo, see, I get emotional. I get excited. I get emotional.
Actually,
it's crazy. So everybody, that's me. No, that was just the most exciting thing I've ever had. I mean, we've had in other businesses, I've had contests before, but they've been trips, they've been vacations, cruises, this and this. Of course, everybody wants to go on one of those. But to have this kind of experience, to be shown as a business woman right here in New York City, that would have cleared one of those Hawaii vacations or whatever anytime. It was just an experience that I might have that experience again before in some other way, but this was just the unique thing that really got me understanding that our company, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yes. And let's take back let's actually refer to the story that we have brought up, which is not a story, it's just the actual. If you've been in this business for 18 years, that you've never had this type of experience. Like you said, this is one of those things that just based on the company that you're with, based on where you are now, this shows the power and the nerves of your decision. Had you
Mhm.
not made this particular decision, that would have been another year you would never have this experience,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, for somebody to make that career change and make that new path to be able to excel this quickly, have this type of success, this makes a change more palatable.
Mhm.
That's how I see it. Would you agree with that?
Oh, definitely. I see myself as much more. I mean, I was always a business person. I'm not going to say anything bad about those 18 years. I love the business person. It was,
Absolutely.
the way I was. It was great, but it grew me, helped me grow into this to really feel like, yes, I put the time in. I do what's right for my clients. I do what's right for me. And look what, is coming out of it. I'm like, yes, I've been on the right road.
Yes. I love it. I love it. So let's bring this one up. And this is another photo I think you wanted to share with us. Tell us about Kerri. Tell us about your feeling in this moment in your thought process, because obviously you're just taking the photo, but again, you're in the middle of a success moment. So talk
Yeah.
to us about what this photo means to you.
It means a lot because this crowd, even though you see a lot of backs, and then of course the guy in the way background with a big mouth, he's just as happy to be here as I am. The picture's really funny, but just the feeling to be with this other group of extremely high qualified people that I work with, it felt really good, and it shows that we have a lot of fun in a business-like way. And just having my picture right in front of that, I'm like, that's a good frame picture right there to always remember.
Yes. Yes. I like that. Explain to us this one. This one is just as important. So let's bring
Yeah,
this.
yeah, that one. So
Yeah, this
that's,
one.
yeah, so these are, just really good friends. After we did um, the NASDAQ, we went up here. This is on top of that building. And they had a wonderful food and drinks for us. And then again, it shows again, yes, we're really respected here at this, in this company. And then I was looking at it, it's like I love to have a lot of women in there, but we also are very diverse. That's a very
Yes.
diverse picture of who the kind of people I am with. I mean, it's amazing. I love that picture and really didn't even notice it till after the fact, but it's great.
Yeah, give a shout out to each of these girls. Who's the lady in the black and white dress here to the right of you?
Um, that is, and what's really funny, I'm not thinking well today. Evelyn. I almost didn't have it. That's
Yes,
Evelyn
Evelyn.
Meyer. I was going, my mind's thinking, that's Evelyn Meyer, and she's been with us with her husband Reed
Okay.
for as long as I've been there. They've been there for with my other company and us growing 20 years.
Okay.
So they've been around for a long time. Marlis, the one on the far left,
Okay.
she was a mortgage lady that
Oh,
did a lot of mortgage with us when she started, and she's been around with 15 years or so, I'd say. And then the other little one, Tensa, she's been with the
okay.
company for about when I started it too. So we've all grown really well together in this business, but they're all really fun to be around. It's great.
And so it's one of those things when you're talking about the word relationships, it seems like when you're there, not only are you building relationships with your clients, you're building relationships internally
Yeah.
within the people that work there. So it's like everybody's on the same page for the same common goal, with is helping
Mhm.
folks, right? We're not here trying to battle each other with an office space. We're all trying to grow together.
Yeah. Grow together, definitely. And those are the friends I have. I've had more friends in this business than I have, I mean, anywhere, really.
Mm.
These are like my best friends. We all work so well together. And another reason I moved on with them because I had to stay with them. We all had moved together. And so another reason why I just love the business, I was never this happy working for the corporate world, that's for sure. I didn't have the relationships that I have, and that helps tremendously.
Yeah, that's amazing. Uh, and this one here digs in a little bit deeper. I know, obviously, everybody's here, and just to give everybody a clearer picture, go ahead and explain to us this photo from your perspective here, Kerri.
So this, with the contest that we had to get here, these were everybody that made it. And they also, it looks bigger also because you are also to be able to bring your spouse or family. So that's really cool too. So a lot of us in there, are the regular advisors in there, and I'm kind of squinting looking at it. But a lot of them are spouses and everything. It's great. But that was the group I got to hang out with, and I never was able to do something like this before. We were able to just meet each other, reminisce, go to things, be a team, and really get to know each other better because we're in a lot of different states too.
Okay.
So, that was just a time not only to celebrate, but to meet some more people, get closer connections. And just the other good thing about it too is so much of them, and everybody's unique in what our specialty is. So I could call any of these people if I have a question that I can't answer, So
Yeah.
it's another thing of getting to know other people I work with so that, again, we can help our clients very well because we do have professionals of different things if we have questions. So that's it.
So does it become like a big resource pool for you as as an investment advisor, knowing that you can actually reach out to somebody in another state and talk to them about, whatever the case may be in order to help your clients? Is that what this picture is? This something I can take away from this
Yeah.
photo?
Yeah, it's great. And I was just like getting into this new stuff when I moved here a year ago, and we have all these other systems we work with, and one of them is that talk chat. I don't know, I'm still learning what the name of it was.
GPT or something like that?
No, it's a communication thing.
Oh, okay.
So I can just call it up. And look up these people names and call them right here on my screen. So see, this shows how much tech I was behind on too. But I can just go up here and I can call people and they show up, they answer, and you're right there able to talk to someone that I can even talk to if I have a client sitting with me if I have questions. So at my other business, there's no way I could get questions answered that fast or communicate. So yeah, if I need anything, ask questions. I know the people, I know what they're good with, and I can just click on there, call them up.
I like it. I like it.
Uh-huh.
And that is something that, if I know you well enough, you like to be resourceful. You like to be able to know that you have that type of security in the back to know that if you have a question, if you have a concern, you can reach out and get the right answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, talk to us about this one. This one's just as big of a deal. What does that show to you based on what we're seeing? Obviously, it looks like everybody's excited. Everybody's trying to catch a ribbon, right? So,
Yeah.
but what does this mean from looking at this company at the NASDAQ? What does this really ultimately mean for the direction of the company?
I just see excitement in it. I mean, just to be able to be around the CEO, be around these other people that did this, it shows the excitement that we have and shows that there's future here. We're at the base, we're at the bottom, and yeah, we're ready to go. It's just so exciting. And I always bring up when I talk about it, the guy on the far right with the mouth open. That's Chris Felton, and that's a normal expression for him. He's a really fun guy to be around. I've been with him for 20 years. He's been my, I don't want to say coach, but somebody that's always been helping me ever since I started here. And, that's the environment that I've been around this whole time. But what it shows is we're fun, we're excited, we're at the bottom of a huge jump that we're going to be able to do. And I don't know, I'm just really excited. And I thank Chris very much for that.
Good. And yeah, it's nice to have that type of extra assurance because, Chris in this moment is a visionary as to the decision he made, which actually helped influence the decision you made.
Yeah.
When I think about this, though, Kerri, this company that you're with now was not in this. They weren't there before they were probably headed there, right? Before you got there. But this is also showcasing that this company is on to something. They're headed somewhere.
Yeah.
What does this mean for the clients that you serve and the abilities that you'll have in the future?
I think things like this, my clients that I have now are very impressed. They like the experiences they've had. They like what we're doing to show and share our company. So the clients are loving it. But what's really even better about it are the clients know more people now to refer me to than we had before. Not only because now they're really seeing our growth, where we are and what we're doing, but that I can help a lot more people. So people are even more comfortable of, just show these pictures to somebody, and it makes them feel good enough to contact me. And so, it just, I'm never, like I brought it before, I'm never going to say anything bad about where I was before, because it was a great company. I worked really hard. I got great clients out of it. And as you can tell, I worked with great people those whole 20 years too. But yeah, it was just time for a change. There's more things out there, more opportunities, and to just see those opportunities and work with these people, it's been amazing.
For sure. Let me ask you this question. I'm going to bring this photo back up because this is important. When you're working, because obviously you're looking, and probably somewhere in the future, to build a team, what would you say to the future team that you're looking to build with in order to help, service more people? What is this? What would you tell somebody to see this picture as from that perspective?
Yeah, what I want to share with other people, there are probably other advisors out there that want to look for something different, like I did, and like these people. There might be something better out there. They're keeping open-minded looking at it. What I want them to see here is the opportunities that you have, the opportunities that these people have to experience things like this, be connected and friends right here with the CEO of the company, and be able to grow. And again, we're at the bottom line. We're just starting and we're wanting to grow. So I'm looking for anyone that is kind of in the same situation in their business. They're looking for something else. I'd love to talk to them, tell them about our business, what we're looking for, and see if it would be any interest to anybody to actually come and do something like that. I mean, you might as well ask the question, hey, I'd be interested in at least understanding that. If that's
right.
all they ask, great. But at least it's somebody that's seeing us and seeing some excitement of some changes that they can make in their life.
Yes. Okay. So let's bring this all to perspective, Kerri. 20 years ago, you got tired of corporate America. Within that 18 to 19 of those years, you were successful at where you were. Change needed to occur. You made a shift. You had Chris Felton help encourage this change. You got nervous about this change. Within that short amount of time frame, you've seen yourself grow exponentially, and you found yourself here, be able to experience the NASDAQ and experience the company's growth by being able to participate in that.
Mm-hmm.
From here on out, what does this do for you, and who are you actually to the industry now? What can you say that you're bringing to the table at this stage?
So right now I'll look kind of at myself. There were many questions asked to some other people. Do you want your next 5 years to be the same as your last 5 years? And I looked kind of at that, and I'm like, now that you asked me that again, I'm like, no. I see so much growth and so many more opportunities in the next 5 years than I think I've seen in the last 20. So I'm just really excited about that. And I want other people to know that, because they can see the growth in me, how I can help them. And I think it would also influence other people to be more interested in looking into something like this too, if they're looking for some kind of change. But yeah, I don't know. I just get kind of, when I get questions like this, my mind kind of goes, because I just love everything I did, where I'm going, the people I've helped, and just the experiences and the opportunities that we have for the future. So if there are people kind of looking at different things, they want to learn more about it, that'd be great, because they could have these opportunities. And like I said, we're at the bottom here. We're growing. We have some huge goals we want to make, and we need people to help with that.
All right. And as a final thought, Kerri, I'm going to leave the table to you in a second here, but here's what I want you to answer for everybody. I want you to talk to everybody about change, and what does it take to actually become solid in making changes. So I'm going to give you the floor there.
Okay, change. This is a good one. So change is different for everybody. Change can be hard, change can be easy, change can be exciting, change can be stressful. I mean, whatever it is, but life is always going to change. And it's, to get back on the thing, but real quick, I was just talking to a lady the other day and I was telling her, man, I loved the 70s and 80s. I loved the music. I loved the life. It was great. And she looked at me and she said, well, tough. You're not going to have it. You got to change, because that's what happens. And so it did kind of hit me that change can be good. But if you really get your mind focused, get it set on what your goal in life is, what you want to achieve, where you want to be, get that down on some paper, get that down in front of you, so that you'll see that what these changes are today are going to be what you want to have in the future. So change can be very good for you. Very good. Even though I still love the 80s, I'll listen to some more of the music from today. We'll go with that. But change is a good thing.
All right. I appreciate that. I know you're all caught off guard with that question, and that's fair because you answered it perfectly. That is change. And one thing that I'm going to help you with personally is I'm going to get you out of that 80s music and bring into, some, whatever that looks like. That's my goal for you in 2025. So that's the best I can do. No, seriously, that's good though. So I appreciate everything that you had brought to the table, and I appreciate you wanting to and willing to share your story as to how you got here in this new particular direction, because we're in a time frame right now, Kerri, where I know that you've seen this at it's almost scary to make change. People know that they have to do something, but the fear factor is bigger than the opportunity factor. Mm-hmm. And for you to take that risk, not knowing and actually coming on the other side of the fence to see it happen is amazing. So I want to congratulate you on behalf of Executive Talk, and just from knowing you, because I've known you some of those 18 years. So to see you from that point to this point is amazing. And I appreciate you allowing me to be part of the opportunity to watch you grow.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So next time we're going to talk about this body language men have and, women have. So we're going to get into that conversation. I promise you. But in the meantime, Kerri, we'll get back to you next month.
All right. That sounds great.
All right. Have a good one, Kerri.
You too.
All right. Thank you. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch our program and hear more about Kerri's direction and some of the changes that she's had to make in order to get here. As I think about the show, when we talk about the new path, the key word in today's show is change. There's something about finances or something about life that change. You're a change away from making the right decision. That's going to change everything, the trajectory as to what you're going through. And the challenge that I have for everybody today is change. Is there something that's been egging you on in the background for years that you have not done, that you should do, that you are fearful of changing? Because you're fearful of the unknown, but you're too comfortable with what the pain that you're going through right now to make that change. That's the worst thing about not making those decisions. And so what we witnessed today, and why today's conversation was so amazing and so, breathtaking, if you will, and freeing, is because we're witnessing somebody making a change after 18 years of being comfortable in a particular spot. To say, hey, I'm still going to stay in this industry, but I know what I need to change in order to move forward and find true value and true happiness. As she mentioned before, she's not taking any value away from where she was, but she's just adding the extra value that she felt like she was missing. And that was the energy that she was able to put out. And just like Kerri, I challenge you today to make that change. If talking to Kerri is the direction that you need to go, give her a call. But nonetheless, in your own personal and business life or whatnot, making those changes is where we are. And this is what we have the fun part about Executive Talk, is we get to actually witness people making those major changes, and we have the opportunity to share it with you. So I want to thank you again for being here so we can share it with you. And again, thank you, Kerri, for being brave enough to tell us your story. But in the meantime, we're actually going to get back to work. So we'll see you next time with some more stuff. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.